Here we are on another Wednesday. Going to say right off the bat, there's only 6 people in here right now, but we're going to say there is no auction tonight, but there will be a Dueling Scopes with Bassman and myself, 6 p.m. Eastern Time tonight, right here on Tiny Numismatics channel. If I would have thought about it, I'd have got Mr. Kevin's information and I would have done it on Mr. Kevin's channel because everybody's used to going to Mr. Kevin's channel.
Yeah, I put in the letter. I put the address to where it is now, plus the link.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, cool. I just now thought of that, so I figured I'd run my mouth on it a little bit. How you feeling this morning, Bassman?
Fine.
Fine. I'm hurting bad. Of course, you've heard me swarping and cussing all morning.
And complaining.
My back and knees and elbow. I'm falling apart. Too old. Falling apart. Just to let everybody know. That's what's funny about the coin community. It's predominantly older people, more mature people up in their age and stuff. Well, not up in their age, but the higher range of age.
Mm-hmm.
And this is no lie. I think it's 76 or 77% of the people that watch Talkin with Tiny are over 70 years old. Or, what was the channel, my channel's target audience is over 70 years old. And here I am saying I'm too old and I'm only 47. Am I 47? Yeah, I'm 47. See, I'm so old I can't even remember how old I am. But, yeah. So, here I am saying I'm old and it's predominantly older people in here. So, I'm a youngster.
Yeah, I'm older than dirt.
Dirt. Well, they had dirt. They just hadn't named it yet.
Yeah.
Just like, what's all this brown stuff? Did they have the color brown when you were little?
Yeah, it was brown. They didn't know it was brown, but it was there.
Oh, I got you. Let's go ahead and say hello to the ladies and gentlemen in the place this morning. We have, first off, Dr. 55 Shaving. Say hello to all. And he is saying, please remember to hit that like button. It helps the channel. It does help the channel more than what you realize. Yo, fan. I didn't even hear nothing this morning. He's lazy. Sorry, Yo, fan. He's talk about older age for a pup. Matter of fact, later this month, he turns 12. Ozzy's getting to be an old feller. What is it they say? 7 years is 1 year?
Well, the first year is weird, and then after that, it's 1 year apiece. I mean, every 1 year of theirs is 7 of ours.
Right. So he's like 82 years old.
Yeah. So like the first year, instead of being 7 years old at the end of it,
he's only
like a teenager.
Right.
But then after that, when he gets to the second year, it's 14.
Wow. See,
so I don't know if that works right or not. I mean,
yeah, that's what they say anyway. He's definitely showing his age when he turned, that's probably about right. Whenever he turned 3 or 4, he started getting the gray on his beard and belly. So he's got the big gray goatee like his dad. Oh, good morning, sir. I hope you are feeling better. I'm not going to put your business out there, but I hope you're feeling better. Mr. Wiles Palladino is in the place, everybody. Good morning, sir. It's a good-looking logo. Speaking of a good-looking logo, Brother Compton, here I am. Good morning, sir. Compton had some unfortunate things happen to him on New Year's Day. He's fine. Before I say something, secretively like that, he's fine. Health-wise, he's good to go. But he had some stuff go on. And, in his relationship and stuff like that, he's fine. Him and his wife are happily married, all that good stuff. He had something go on with a physical item of his. I don't want to, put his business out there, just like I don't want to put Mr. Palladino's business out there. But I get a lot of emails from a lot of people telling me what's going on in their lives. And, I feel like I need to call them out publicly and tell them that I am thinking about them, and I hope that they're doing well. So good morning, Compton, member of the channel. Mr. Scott S. saying, morning, everyone, 55 Yoke fan, Wiles, Palladino, and Compton. Good morning, sir. Good to see you, buddy. Bassman. Good morning, Bassman. Well, it's a little late to tell you good morning because, we've been talking for like 2 hours already. So. Yeah. Yeah, just about 2 hours, haven't we?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out that daggone escape division. The OG member of the channel, Red Silver, saying Dot Orning. I like it. Mr. Kevin's not here to say it, and I'm not going to say it because that's Mr. Kevin's thing, but I'm going to say good morning to Lucky Duck. Hello, all you good people. It's Hump Day. Hump Day. Hump Day. Hump Day. Member of the channel, Donald in New Mexico, who is not, I repeat, not in Arizona.
In Arizona.
I can't even remember when I said that, but I was like, yeah, out there in Arizona, his daggone name is Donald in New Mexico. And I even said Donald in New Mexico in Arizona. And I was like,
it wasn't bad enough. You did it. It was on accident.
Right. After I read his name, purpose. Donald in New Mexico, out in Arizona. What the hell? This just goes to prove how my mind doesn't work properly. Good morning, sir. Donald, New Mexico, member of the channel, if I did not say so. Hey, look, there's a new logo. Got a clam on it. Quahog Stacker. Good morning, sir.
I'm going to post a link. If somebody will check it, see if you get where it says it's going.
Would really appreciate it. Mr. Dennis D. Yes, morning, Tiny and Bassman. Good morning, sir. Good to see you, buddy. Straight from the Big Apple saying, morning, Ting Bassman. I know you're talking about. That is Brown Sugar 0069. Good morning, ma'am. I hope you're doing fabulous this morning. Miss Amy Harrell, member of the channel. Good morning, Miss Amy. I hope you're keeping everything on the straight and narrow out there in California. Well, that goes without saying, Donald, New Mexico. I'm older, but not mature. That's like me. Laura, literally. Okay, this is no fibbing, this no putting on, this no joking. She says, this is my daughter, Zoey. This is my son, Zach. And this is my oldest child, who happens to be my husband, Tiny. That's what she says. I'm our oldest child. I didn't have, I've said this before, but just to let people know that don't know, I didn't have a childhood. My father was the devil. So, I didn't have a normal childhood. So whenever I was old enough to make my own money, I started buying the stuff that I always wanted when I was a child. And I started doing the things that I wanted to do when I was a child that I never got to do in my childhood. So that's how I lived a lot of my life. And even though I'm 47 years old, me and Zoey will walk down the toy aisle, or me and Zach will be walking through GameStop or something, when we could, when we were, better off, when we were more well off. I would buy a game when he bought a game for me to play. Or she looked at toy, I'd buy Hot Wheels or something to put up with my Hot Wheels collection, or I'd buy a model to build a model car or, plane or a boat or whatever to help my hands. Like you guys, and I get a lot of comments and emails on this too. My hands do funny things, when I'm not doing that on purpose. My fingers just do that, especially both of them. They, when I'm talking, that was a little exaggerated, but they do that. But they help build model cars actually helps my hands calm down when I'm focusing on something. But those of you that have hand problems with like tremors and stuff like that, if you do something like, I know Miss Amy does crochet and stuff like that. I guarantee you Miss Amy almost has hands like stone straight hands, because it's proven whenever you focus on something with your hands, if they shake, it calms them down, and it does have some lasting effects. I mean, it doesn't fix them, but a couple days after you do something like build a model car or crochet or something like that, they say it actually helps. So if you do it a lot, your hands will be better off for it. I've run my mouth enough. Back to the folks. KG Coins, good morning, sir. Hope you and Smiles are doing absolutely lovely this morning. See, I like to see this. Amy, I love you. We all love Miss Amy. Miss Amy's awesome. Going to be 69 next month, Donald, New Mexico says. Not 50 is here. I missed something.
Oh, good. I can now know that Donald is older than me.
Donald in New Mexico is older than me. That's old.
That's old. I'm just as old as I feel. That's the problem.
I've told this story too. I like telling stories. I like telling stuff that's went on in my life that's funny. Doctor walked in when we had the paper folders, the paper records at doctor's office instead of everything on the computer. He walked in with this stack of a folder, and he opened it up and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he left. And in like 5 minutes, he come back and he said, "Mr. Such and Such," and he said my last name. A lot of you know my last name, but he said, "Mr. Such and Such," and I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Now, if I didn't see you, the picture of you in the beginning of your file at the same time, I could have swore you were an 80-year-old war veteran. And at that time, I was 23. So you can just imagine what I've put what other people put my body through, and then what I continue to put my body through whenever I started wrestling and cage fighting and stuff. So very bad health problems. Mr. Eddie Worley, rode hard and put away moist. That's one of those words that a lot of people don't like. I tend to love it. Moist. There's somebody out there right now going, eh, eh. My niece, you could go moy. She absolutely loses it. I mean, loses it, runs to the bathroom, loses it. So, if there's a cake involved when we get together for like Christmas or Thanksgiving or something like that, me and my brother-in-law goes, "Have you ever tasted a more moist cake? It's so moist. How do you get it so moist, Mom? Mom, this is the moistest cake I've ever tasted in my life. It's so moist." Say moist like 15, 20 times in one sentence.
Yeah.
She starts yelling and screaming, and I think it's hilarious. It's just a word. A dog's lick is 7 licks. I am 71, still doing fairly well. Yes, you are, sir. My pup is 1 year, 4 months. Is that a teenager? He's been in school for a year. If he was a person, my pup is 1 year, 4 months. Is that a teenager?
Like I say, their first year, they actually age.
Yep.
Fast.
Quicker.
But then by the time they get in that second one, they start slowing down, but they say it averages 7 years.
Yep. 7 years to our 1 year.
But
so like Ozzy, he was 11. He's 11 now, so he's actually 77 years old.
And that's an average. Some dogs, some types of dogs live longer than others. And some types of people live longer than others. So to compare, who you're comparing it to.
Yeah. Compton's telling what happened. Yep, his car took a poopy on him. He told me that this morning. I was like, oh no. And then all of a sudden he's like, yep, something popped at the bottom of the motor and there was oil everywhere. And I'm like, ugh.
Oh, you didn't tell him what I said when you told me.
Oh yeah. He thought I was talking about I said his car blew up. And he's like, what? Okay, now you got to think. Compton delivers propane and natural gas to people's houses and stuff. And when I said his car blew up, he's like, what? He was thinking his work car because, Compton goes to work at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. Compton was already at work whenever I was talking to him this morning.
Well, and you told me you just did it because you just got the text. So I thought you meant right then. So I figured he was at work and blowed up.
Trust me, if he blew up where he was at, I would know it here.
Yeah.
I would know it. Yep.
Well,
they say one of those 20-pound propane tanks can take out a city block.
Oh man. I've seen one with a fire that I am still amazed to this day it didn't explode.
In a fire?
It was on a building right next to it. I mean, it was set within a foot of a building with tar, that stuff like they use on ceilings. It rolls out, just tar and gravel strips instead of shingles. Well, it was made out of it had that on the outside of it, and that was on fire. And I took the fire hose from the fireman, and I thought I better spray that tank. And I hit that tank, and steam rolled off of that thing. I couldn't even see, and it didn't even blow I thought it would blow the pressure valve. But
yeah. You know what I think's funny is you see those people that got like, okay, this is a bale jar. It's got the pocket change in it. Like this is the LP tank. They'll go like this and they'll turn the valve on, then they'll light it and it's just like nope. Nope. I've heard of them things backdrafting up in that tank and just woo. No siree. Not going to be me. And hey, looky here. We have Gold Aztec saying, good morning, Tiny and Bassman with the coffee cups. Good morning. No coffee cup for me. I'm out of energy drinks too. That's bad.
Oh, no.
Very bad. Don't you sass me, mister. That's bad. When I'm out of energy drinks, it's ugly. It gets ugly. It's a bad day. Oh, I got plenty of Diet Mountain Dew though. It may be diet, but it's still got the caffeine to her.
That's caffeine.
Good morning, Silver Wolverine. Had a little bit of live stream this morning talking about silver and gold. Good morning, sir. I didn't jump in there, but I seen that you posted it. And that I'll say it every time, and I say it every time because I say it every time. If you could follow that. Mr. Silver Wolverine has a tremendous numismatic news and information channel. You need to be following Silver Wolverine. Absolutely. If you like, if you like to keep up with the news and what's going on from the mint and what's going on with the numbers and what's going on with silver and gold and especially American Silver Eagles and the Morgan numbers and the reverse proof numbers and what they're selling, what they're losing, he's your guy. Absolutely. You can get all your information from one channel. In my opinion,
right there.
In my opinion, the only channel that does numismatic news and information, right there, Silver Wolverine.
I just posted the link, so y'all go there sometime. And
I don't even mind if you leave right now. Just come back, y'all.
Yeah, come back later. Leave a like before you go.
Yeah.
You might get busy reading over there and want to stay.
Watch your videos, yeah. I don't mind at all. Don't mind at all. It's that good of a channel. Look at all these fine folks talking back and forth. I love it. Compton talk about the 49ers strong. Civil War Reed saying good morning to Yoke Fan and Brown Sugar. One hump or two? I rode a one hump camel.
Yeah.
I rode a one hump camel and I slid off the back of it and it kicked me in the stomach.
Yeah, that's what I say. I want a two humper because they're easier to ride.
Yeah, I was hanging on to that hump like this, and I was probably 17, 18. Well, I just moved down to my house, out of my parents' house, so 16, 17. I was hanging on that camel at like a petting zoo type thing, and they had the rides for like $3 or $4. So I was like, I'm gonna ride this damn camel. So I was holding on to that hump. And they was leading it around, and I slid off the back of my big butt, and it kicked me right in the stomach.
I went to the zoo one time with my oldest daughter and my brother and some of his kids, and I saw this sign said elephant, ride the elephant. All right, I wanted to do that. Yeah. When I got over there, they had an elephant with a board thing over top of it. They had a 1x12 on both sides.
Uh-huh.
And they pull it up to this little stand, and you go out there and sit down on the board. And, like a seat on the side of the elephant and ride it. I wanted to ride it sitting on its neck,
Yeah.
By them ears.
Let them ears flap you in the legs as you ride it. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like you see in the movies, coming through the jungle.
Yeah, they wanted me to ride on a board. I didn't come there to ride no boards.
Come to ride an elephant, damn it.
And then that same very, very same day, I went to the parking lot, and my 1 month old, what was it called? It's the GMC that's like a Chevy Blazer. Well, it probably was a Chevy Blazer because I had one. Anyway, it was stolen.
Oh crap!
Yeah, they stole my Chevy, and come to find out, wherever they took it, it was down in the woods near a river. They had 3 vehicles down there. And all the vehicles were exactly the same color. And they were different vehicles. They weren't the same style of vehicle, but they were all the same color. And they found it because I had my checkbook in the console. And
you got lucky there.
Yeah. Well, they said that the guys that steal cars and stuff are smart enough not to use the checks because they get caught doing that.
Yeah. But why steal a car and then just leave it there?
They strip it.
Okay.
They strip it.
They just had. Did they strip yours?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was stripped. No doors, no stuff. They took everything they could take out. Wheels, rims, all that stuff.
That reminds me of something. I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm partial forgetful, as we both are. But when me and my brother owned a garage, Brother's Garage was the name of it. How How inventive of a name. Two brothers, Brothers Garage. Anyway, we went on a mine site, and we went up on a strip job, and we were changing out tires on a big end loader. You see them,
Yeah.
scooping up coal and dumping it and stuff. Anyway, we were changing the tires out on them. They had the tires there because we didn't do that type of, but they knew we had a mobile truck that had air tools and stuff like that on it, set up nice and everything. And they knew we could do it. Well, we went up there to change out the tires. And the whole time I kept going like this. And I was taking them tires off, taking them big lug nuts off this big tire. And there's like 50 of the daggone things. I'm taking them off, and there's these other guys, they're looking and they're driving by and they're stopping. Even the security guards were stopping and just looking and see what we were doing. So if you're going to stare at me, I'm going to give you something to stare at. You know what I mean? So I guess they thought we were stealing stuff, so I acted like I was stealing stuff. I was acting like I was taking the tires off these things and was going to do something with them. You know what I mean? We had 6 security guards, the state police, and everything come up there. I was like, yeah, just call, get on your little radio there and call John down at the security shack. Your boss, John. Go ahead and call John and ask him if Brothers Garage is supposed to be up here messing around with this stuff. That's all you got to do. 45 minutes later, finally, one of the state police said, yeah, why don't you get on that radio and just call down there and see if they're really supposed to be here? Well, they found out we were. Then that guy said, why were you acting so suspicious? I said, well, why in the hell was you staring at me like I was being suspicious? I said, you're going to stare at me, I'm going to give you something to look at. So I was crawling up in the thing when we had to move it to get another jack up under it, because it swivels in the middle. So I'd swivel it, get where I could jack it up. But I'd be, when they're sitting there, I'm raising the bucket, lowering the bucket, raising the bucket, lowering the bucket, just so they'd have something to look at. So, I mean, and I still do it to this day. If you drive by me and you're like staring at me as you're driving by, I'm going to start licking the window or something. I'm going to give you something to look at. I don't care. Somebody's staring at me, I'm going to give them something to stare at.
I wish I could swivel in the middle. Donald said he swivels in the middle. I don't mind. My swiveler don't work.
Yeah, my swiveler's totally broke. That's why I sat like this, all humped up, so my back's not. Because when I relax my back, that's when I start jumping, and I'm sitting here like this, start spasming. So I lean forward a little bit, and I hunch up. That's like when I stand out flat-footed, I'm like 6 foot tall. No, like 5'11", they said. And then when I stand up, I'm 6'4". My buddy Brandon, he's 6'9". And yesterday, I noticed he was hunched over. I stood up straight, and I'm looking at him straight in the eye, and he's like, "When did you get so tall?" I was like, when did I get so tall? When did you get so short? What are you all bent over like an old man for? He goes, it makes my back feel better. I was like,
yeah.
Well, won't you stand up straight? And he stood up straight, and he's like this much taller than me. And I'm like, see? It's like, it's not when I got tall, it's when you got short. Sorry, I've been running my mouth for the last half hour.
Okay.
Haven't even said hello to all the fine folks yet.
Donald's tall.
Donald's tall?
Yeah, it says he's 6'4".
Hey, same height as me. Good morning. Thank you. Here we go. Go Cowboys.
Uh-oh. Now we're going to have a war because somebody back there was saying beat Cowboys. So
55 Chevy said, and he said this a lot earlier, it's a Bass Man, it goes to Lucky Duck's channel.
Thank you. Yes, Mine, for some reason, when I post it on my screen, I can't even get the 3 dots on the right.
Huh.
When I point at it and stuff, it won't do anything. And so I was worried it wasn't going to work for him.
Good morning, Reserve Blue. Good morning, my incredible brothers and sisters. You can achieve your goals and dreams this new year. You can do it. Good morning, sir. Donald in Mexico says, Bass man, I'm so old I can't feel anything.
Yeah. We used to, when we were younger, we would go with my dad and like we'd go running the dogs or something, you know, or we'd go do something at night. But anytime we was in the woods or whatever walking, we had my dad is like 6 foot, a little over. Brother's like 6'2" or 3 at the time. I'm 5 foot nothing. And anyway, we walked through the woods and I'm between dad and my brother. My dad would duck. I didn't have to. My brother'd run into the limb because he couldn't see it coming. And I didn't have to duck, so he didn't know to.
That reminds me of that joke I told you that one day. 3 guys walking down the street, 2 walking to a bar. The other one ducks. See, you're thinking an alcoholic bar. No, it's a bar. It's a
Really?
physical
What's wrong with you?
bar. It's a pole. Where you guys at? Look who it is, Bass Man. Crafty Dragon. Good to see you. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Saying well, howdy, folks. Mr. Tiny, Mr. Bass Man. Good morning, Crafty Dragon.
Nice looking cat there.
Yeah, kitty, kitty. Oh. Bigger dogs grow for 2 years. Yes, they do. A lot of big dogs grow for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I seen that coyote I seen the other day. It must not have been very old because it was, well, coyotes seem to be slim anyway.
Yeah.
But this one was I mean, it had full hair. It was a beautiful animal. I mean, absolutely beautiful. You know, I wasn't going to stick around to see how beautiful it was close up. But now it was thin. I mean, you could definitely see its ribs and stuff. It was a thin dog.
Yeah, and it spotted you out in the open, so it's probably hungry and
yeah, well, it's seen a lot of white meat on me.
A lot of white meat over there, yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm gonna go over here and look at this buffet I got going on over here. I'm sorry.
Coyotes always look so funny to me because their tails don't look the right size for them.
Right.
The coyote tail is about 3/4 as long as it should be.
Red Light 34. Good morning, sir. Good to see you. Oh, check this out. Donald in New Mexico says, Dennis, I found an 1882 Indian head scent on the old Santa Fe Trail. My grandpa's birth year. That's cool.
You know what that caused from doing good deeds to people. You go around and making. He bought my grandpa's birth year coin for me.
Wow.
And
That's
see
cool.
what he got? Tell you. Goes around, comes around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always telling my wife I do good something for somebody, you know, just because I do it, not because I expect anything or whatever. And it just drives her nuts that you know I don't expect something or whatever.
Right.
She, I'll tell her I got a coin coming. Somebody gave me a coin. Why?
Why'd they do that?
I
Because
don't
they're
know
nice
why.
people. This coin community is one of the most I've been involved in. Well, I was a pro wrestler. I've been involved with the wrestling community, behind the scenes, and in front of cameras. I mean, I was on TV for like 5 or 6 years every Saturday for 5 or 6 years. Uh, I've been involved in, not only with the wrestlers themselves and the booking promoter, the booking agents, the promoters, the booking agents, the management and all that stuff, community, with the fans, in uh, MMA when I was a cage fighter. Been involved in that community, behind the scenes, and the folks that come out and seen you. I've been involved in the remote control truck community. Uh, well, the remote control period, uh, planes, boats, cars, trucks, all the above. Been involved in that community, and then the coin community. The coin community, by far, is the best community I've ever been involved in. I mean, the stuff they are willing to do, not only for me, but the fellow uh, coin collector. I've seen people come into streams where they're doing a benefit for somebody, like over on Coin Tribe with Can and Gunny and them, and people that's never been seen before give hundreds of dollars just because it's a good cause.
Yeah.
I mean, the coin community is it's the best community I've ever been involved in. Period. Bar none. Period. Good morning, Sea Griller Stacker, member of the channel. Good morning, Talking with Tiny Posse. Is Kevin still having too much fun? Yes, sir. He is on his way to the fun show.
He's a going.
He's a going.
Now would be a good time to remind you about tonight. We do not have an auction tonight because Kevin's out funning. But we
down
will
in Florida. Down in Florida.
Yeah, down in Florida. So we're going to have a coin search tonight at 6:00 p.m. Eastern time. So y'all come by and watch.
May kick his tail.
Yeah. It was rigged.
Rigged. He swears up and down Mr. Palladino put all the good ones in my bag. No, you know what he did? He had the 2 bags sitting there, and he's like, Tiny's always getting over on Bassman, poking jokes and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all the really good stuff in Bassman's, and when it come down to pick the bag to put in our packages, he was like, now which one was it? I believe I actually got your bag.
That may be it. It may have sent you the wrong bag, but I still think there's an excessive amount of spitting. An inordinate amount of Bessies in that one sack, I'm telling you.
In case you're wondering what he's talking about, folks, the Bessie Coleman quarters that we're searching tonight we're looking for spitting Bessies. We're looking for the accused initials on both sides of the initials. And dyed chips and stuff like that on the plane, on her nose, on her lips, the double nose, eyes and stuff like that. But I found the first time we done it, I found a lot of spitting bassies. I think Bassman, you found what, one?
Yeah, the first time we did it, I didn't have but like 2 or 3 the whole night, and
I found like 15.
yours was every other coin or something. You know,
I was like, "What is that, Bassman? What is that right there? What is that? Something in front of her face there? What is that? Looks like a toothpick. What is that?"
I think he was over there scratching them, putting them on or something. I don't know, because there was a lot of them.
I feel like I'm missing somebody, but I went back and I looked, and I don't see anybody else, but I see Mr. SF Kim Rush. Good morning, sir. Good to see you, buddy.
Yep.
I know I said hello to Mr. Azure Blue. Good morning, Azure Blue, once again. The dollar is very strong today, and that hurts precious metals prices. Yep. Absolutely. The dollar is strong.
Silver's down a little.
Yep. When the dollar is strong, silver and gold and palladium and platinum and stuff like that takes a hit for sure.
There you go. Good question. Dennis, can errors be contagious and pass from coin to coin? I think they can at the mint.
I think they can at the mint.
Once they leave the mint, I don't think so. But while they're at the mint, if it gets on one coin, it can get on the next one.
Yep. I'm just now catching up to where Donald says, "Tiny, I'm 6'4" too." Yeah. Mr. Kevin says he's only 6'5".
Yeah.
I think Mr. Kevin's taller than 6'5".
I think he is too.
Because when I'm looking at him and I'm standing up straight, because we compared, because when I first walked in, when Bassman and his lovely wife, Mrs. Bassman, come up to Cincinnati, to the Cincinnati Coin Show, Mr. Kevin come down from, and me, Bassman, and Mr. Kevin met up there at what was it, Ruby Tuesdays?
Yeah, I don't remember.
We met up at Ruby Tuesdays, and Bassman, the first thing he goes, "I don't know which one of you is longer, Kevin or you."
Yeah.
And Kevin was sitting behind the table, so he couldn't get up. But whenever he got up, I was looking right at the top of his nose.
Well, when I got there, he was standing out front, and I looked at him and I thought, that can't be Kevin. That's too tall.
That's too tall.
Because there were people walking out of the place, walking past him. And I mean, wow, he looked tall.
There's a lot of him there, wasn't there?
Yeah, I didn't realize he was that. I knew he was tall. I mean, over 6 foot, but I didn't realize he was that tall. And I mean, I'm driving in the parking lot, my wife's driving, and I'm just sitting there and I'm looking up and I thought, that could be Kevin. No, that's too tall. But it was. And you talk about having to look up when you're as short as I am.
I was walking beside Bassman during the Cincinnati Coin Show, walking back, he's like this tall.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm like this looking at him, and he's like this looking at me as we're walking and talking.
Yeah,
that was a good time.
A little uneven.
Yeah, it was a good time though. We had a blast. We really did. Yeah, it's a good time. The pizza guy. Good morning, sir. Yeah. Saying hello to Donald in New Mexico. I'm so old. When I was born, the Dead Sea was only sick.
Yeah, there you go.
My grandpa used to say, Pacific Ocean was just a pond when I was little.
Yeah. You go. It got bigger.
Yeah. Let's see. I swear I'm catching up. Beautiful Coyote. Yes, SF Kim Rush. It was absolutely an amazing. I was like 50 foot away from it when I went outside. And then when I come back around, right. And then yeah, it was pretty small. And then when I come around the building, come around the side of the building and looked again, the carport has got two big LED strips, one after another, and they're only like 6 foot apart, and they're like 8 foot long LED strip lights under the carport. Well, the car wasn't there because Laura's in Cincinnati. Well, I heard leaves rustling across the road next to this fence. Well, when I come back around the building, there was no leaves rustling, but I heard, and I looked, and right at the edge of the light, which is about 50 foot away from where I was standing, I seen a dog, which was what I thought was a dog. And then as it got closer, where my glasses aren't so good anymore, within about 30 foot, I was like, that's damn coyote. So my big butt wasn't sticking around long enough, but I did watch it from about 50 foot to about 30 foot, and I was like, is that a coyote? It's got to be a coyote. And then I seen how thin it was and the way it was carrying itself. The coyote trot with the head wobble, how they do.
The one that's funny is watch him run.
Yeah.
That bounce that they have,
Yeah.
they go along, they kind of hop.
It's like,
it looks like they're bouncing.
Yeah. But yeah, he was coming straight towards me, and I know he seen me because his head was up and he was looking directly at me. And just coming at me, and I was like, yeah, no. I mean, he wasn't baring his teeth or wasn't running, but it was a steady trot. It was about as fast as somebody would jog. Yeah, it was about as fast as somebody would jog as he was coming towards me.
That's their normal. I'm getting somewhere else speed. They're just doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, so I was like, yep, I'm out. How are you, Tiny? Well, I figured out today that I haven't been taking all my medicine.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of haven't been taking all my chill pills. So I've been kind of upset the last 2 or 3 days. And, not upset, not like mad, but, missing my girls a little bit more than what I usually do. And, well, I miss my girls constantly, but it was playing on me a lot more the last 2 or 3 days than what it normally did. A little bit more, what am I trying to say, Bassman?
I don't know. You're depressed.
Depressed, yeah. I'm a little bit more emotional. That's what I'm saying.
There you go.
Emotional. That's what I'm. But I'm doing fine. I'm doing good. They're coming home the 4th. Mañana. They're coming home the 4th. After Zoey's appointment tomorrow evening. So they'll be home 6 or 7 tomorrow night. And then Friday we go to a doctor's appointment on Friday. And then we come back here, and then they go back to Cincinnati Friday evening because it's supposed to snow all weekend in Cincinnati, and Lala does not drive in the snow. It's like somebody beat her with a snowball when she was little or something. She's definitely afraid of snow.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely afraid of snow.
I don't mind driving in the snow if everybody else will get off the road. The snow doesn't bother me so much. It's them other people that don't know how to drive in it.
Yeah. Yes, I did have cards when I wrestled. I had 4x6 pictures, but the 4x6 pictures were like on a postcard type thing. It was made like a postcard. It had stats and stuff on the back of it, but I don't have any of them left. If I had some of them left, I'd send you some of them. But actually, I can show you.
I know one thing. I've seen him on a video. That was a lot of spandex.
Spandex? I don't wear spandex.
I know you didn't. there was a whole lot of black, whatever it was you were wearing.
Yeah. Let's do this. I'm going to present my screen. I'm going to share my screen.
Oh, good luck, Scott. Hope everything goes well. Hate them rotator cuff stuff.
Oh, he's got rotator cuff going on.
Got surgery tomorrow.
Oh wow! I hope you do well with it.
Both of my biceps. They are called biceps for a reason. They have two connectors, and both of mine. One of the connectors is torn loose. Well, one of them's cut loose, and the other one tore loose. But that was not a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm going to share some pictures that I've never shared before, folks. Can you see that?
Yep.
That's when I was the Northeastern AWA World Heavyweight Champion. Northeastern Territory AWA champion. There's a promo picture. These are all promo pictures, and then some of them are actual wrestling photos. Here's when I had 2 belts. There's another shot with the 2 belts in front of the AWA logo. It's me actually after I won a wrestling match. There's one of the old promos that they made for me. Mr. Black.
Yeah, I was going to say now, if you people go out there and decide to search for Mr. Black wrestling or whatever, you will not find Tiny.
Nope.
You will find another guy.
Yep. There's when I wrestled under the Anderson name because I look like Arn Anderson. I look like one of the Anderson. Hey, look, I had hair. You believe that? You can see there what I was talking about, what I've talked about several times. My hair is almost black. And then I had a red beard and mustache. There's me and my baby face. This is actually probably 99 or 2000 before me and Lala were married. And this is actually a picture of my good buddy Chance Prophet.
Click on one of the pictures, Tiny. Let it open.
Oh, I thought I was opening them.
No, well, you're not opening each one.
Is it open now?
No, apparently it doesn't.
Let me do it this way.
You may have.
Let me do it.
Set
let me
wrong
do it.
Because
Let me do it this way. There's the never-ending screen.
Yeah, these are big, but there it is.
There, you can see them big now. Can you see them big now?
Yeah. Yeah, before it was just little teeny things and they were hard to see. I bet you somebody on a phone or something wouldn't have known what it was.
Oh, yeah. Are they coming in big now?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, you can see that red beard and mustache hair, boy.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the brown hair here. And then you can see the blonde hair here. And you can see the red hair on this with the brown on it. I'm a calico cat. And there's Chance Prophet. I actually have some wrestling pictures. There's some wrestling pictures. Me and my old tag team partner, Eric Steele. That's my little brother right there. I trained him. There I am kicking my little brother's butt. This is May 13th, 2005. There I am taking Chad Cross's head off.
I was going to say, is that the one where Chad had messed up right before that, and you?
Yep, and I actually took his head off.
Took him down.
If you notice, can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
If you notice, he's supposed to be flat when he comes down. He's supposed to land. You're supposed to land with as much of your body touching as you can.
Right.
Well, when he come down, he landed right about here, and I actually give him a concussion.
Yeah.
And there I am choking him to death.
Strangling him.
Strangling him.
With a concussion.
With a concussion, yeah.
Yeah.
There's another one. There's a couple more somewhere. I think that's all of them that I got on this computer. I've got another one where I'm actually wrestling some more, and you show me you see me actually making contact with a guy's nose, and you can see his nose all
warped over,
smeared across his face. Yeah, I broke his nose. He wasn't a team player, in other words. And I was sent out there to show him what a team player was meant to be.
Kind of adjust his attitude.
Attitude adjustment. He, what it was he was taking liberties with the younger guys. You know, the guys that just started out, he was going out there and he was actually hurting guys. Yeah. And making it where guys couldn't wrestle. Well, you know, being a locker room general and being the champion of the promotion, it was up to me to set an example of this guy. And the office, which is the governing group of the individual, they call it the office. The governing group of guys for the promotion said, Black, we want you to go out there and we want you to tune this guy up a little bit. We want you to show him what it's meant to not be a team player. And I said, enough said. And I went out there and I made it to where he couldn't wrestle for about 6 months. And he understood after that. Then he, believe it or not, for some reason, he was just the nicest guy. I mean, treating all the young guys like they were feathers. And oh yes, Silver Wolverine. AWA was up until 2006, 2007. There was actually still a governing body for the AWA, and there was actually still an AWA World Champion. The last AWA World Champion was Brian Logan, and he won the AWA World Heavyweight Champion from Larry Zbyszko. I was at that show. I was on that show, and I was my buddy that owned the pawn shop that I worked at the time was actually doing the filming for doing all the filming for the AWA. So yeah, Yep. Copper Owl Coins. Good morning, sir. Good to see you. Kind of have a big boss man look back in the day. Yep. The Mr. Black. Okay. Mr. Black came from the movie. I don't know if you guys ever seen it. It was a Quentin Tarantino movie. It was called Reservoir Dogs. Have you ever seen Reservoir Dogs, Bassman?
No, but I'm laughing at Donald in New Mexico said he wrestles with jar lids.
The movie, if you guys have ever seen the movie Reservoir Dogs, it's a great movie. There's this group of guys that want to pull off this heist, and this old guy who's in charge of everything says, "You're Mr. White, you're Mr. Pink, you're Mr. Green, you're Mr. Brown." And they said, "Why can't we pick our own names?" And he goes, "Because you'll sit here for an hour arguing over who's Mr. Black, and ain't none of you Mr. Black." I was Mr. Black. And I dressed like they did from the Reservoir Dogs. White shirt, black tie, black suspenders, black dress pants.
Yeah.
But they weren't, well, they were dress pants, but in the groin area of them actually had a panel of stretchy material. It wasn't spandex, but it was a 4-way stretch material, so I could wrestle in them and not, bust the crotch out of the. And underneath it, I had a wrestling singlet on the whole time too. So if something did get ripped off of me, I wasn't just standing there shirtless. I had a wrestling singlet on. I've still got my wrestling boots and wrestling singlet somewhere.
Well, Tiny, it's that time of day.
It's that time of day.
Excuse me, I got choked.
Are you gonna die? Yeah, don't die. Don't die. Getting all choked up. Alrighty, folks. You guys have a good day. 23 fine folks in here. Please hit that like button.
Glad you came.
Yeah, it'll make you feel better. You just hit that like button. You're like, oh, I kind of like what they're doing over here on Tiny Numismatics. And even if you don't like it, hit the thumbs down button.
Yeah. We don't.
Still interaction. YouTube does not see thumbs down unless they physically go in and look at the video. The only thing they see is interaction. So whether you thumbs down or thumbs up, it's just as important. So if you all want to hit thumbs down, interaction. Don't do it.
Oh, y'all come back tonight.
6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Tiny Numismatics. I am going to whoop his tail on dueling microscopes. We're both going to go over and go through the Bessie Coleman quarters for the Spitting Bessie and the accused initial. I totally cut you off fast, man. I'm sorry.
That's all right. But if I was going to say now, if my Spitting Bessie that I keep showing, that I show you, looks similar to the last one. They're real close.
They're real close. You got it.
It's not the same coin over and over and over.
Oh,
so that I can have some Spitting Bessie.
I'm telling you, I think they're in a group down in there because he put them all in there at one time.
Yeah,
I believe
the whole bottom of my bag is probably nothing but Bessies, Splitting Bessies.
Boo, Palmer Coin Hunter. Damn good to see you. Good to see you, buddy.
So, yeah, come by tonight and watch us at 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
I like this one right here. Tonight will be called Bassman's Revenge.
There you go. We should have put that on the text there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll see y'all tonight. And as always, I'm wishing I was fishing. Bye.
And
I
love each and every one of you. And I hope this finds you guys safe and healthy. And you guys do not forget to check that change, because you never know what you got in your pocket until you look.